Brian Windhorst revealed that Giannis has already asked for a trade before the season. So now that the Bucks and Giannis know this, they've been having conversations about which team is best for Giannis's future, and the Bucks are going to essentially take those teams and those new landing spots and find the perfect trade package that they want in return for Giannis, or the best trade package that they can get. Now, Giannis has basically used these first 25 games as a sample size to see whether the Bucks were going to be competitive, if he liked what he was working with, and what things were going to look like long term. And chill, the Bucks are, well, 9 and
Not
13.
Not bucking. That's what they're doing.
They're 11th in the East. They've lost 8 out of their last 9 games, and things just aren't looking great. So what we've been told, Damian and Swiper, is that the New York Knicks and Giannis have mutual interest. And this summer, Giannis basically said, I want to be a Knick. We've been told that the Chicago Bulls are expected to make a full throttle push to get Giannis. And we've also been told that the Spurs are expected to aggressively pursue Giannis to pair him with Victor Wembanyama.
Chill. Guess how many teams in the Eastern Conference, the Leastern Conference, are above 500 right now?
How many teams in the Eastern Conference, if I'm guessing off the top of my head, Penn, how many teams in the East are above 500?
Alex, you guess is
I'm going to say 10.
7.
9.
Nah,
9 teams are above 500 right now in the Eastern Conference. Now, I understand the East plays the East, but right now, the Milwaukee Bucks lost Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 3-minute mark last night, went down with what Damian called a suspicious injury. Very interesting Terry Rozier vibes.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened there, but then they proceeded to they proceeded to win without Giannis. So, hey, man, and the Bucks are not one of those 9 teams. It's scary times out here in the East. Scary
First
times.
of all, the first question that I have, Ox, is Brian Windhorst. You said that Giannis asked to be traded. When have we not heard it? When have we heard a guy ask to be traded and not heard it from him? When does that ever happen?
A bunch of times.
I never heard that before. Never heard a star asked out and we not heard it from him. Never heard that.
Well,
when a star asks out, a star asks out.
I think with Giannis, I don't know if he wants to have that ledger attached to his name, because remember, he's had 3 separate incidences of behind the scenes confirmation that he has asked for trades, either trade to be met or there need to be significant changes within the team, and he's not going to sign his contract. Remember, he had the 2021 incident, then the 23 incident, or the 2020.
Okay, Swipe, but those two things are not the same thing.
Well, but
so holding you accountable so you get better and not signing a contract.
No. But the threat of it is to trade. The threat of it is I'm moving on. And then this is not the first time Giannis has had this happen. So I don't think Giannis ever wants to come out and outright say, I want to be traded, because I think that for him would just not be a part of his DNA. And I don't think that he'll ever do that in the public, even after he gets traded, which I think he will. I don't think he's ever going to come out at that time and say that I wanted to be traded or I asked for a trade or whatever it might be. I think the way that the language was formed, even in the Shams response, that Doc emphatically said that Giannis has not asked for a trade, by the way. So, like, the Bucks are doing the PR stuff around it. Shams said that there will be a resolution in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, but Swiper, like, regardless of that, there's always going to be that. Like, we already know that Giannis has been a guy in the front office that's like, I need more, like, you guys need to help bring more over here, which I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I know I was tough on him about the whole Drew situation, but, that was more just me being a little hard on him, whatever. If Giannis gets traded, we all know he had to ask for. Nobody's just going to trade Giannis. Like, we know that if Giannis gets traded from Milwaukee, it's because he approached them and said it's time for me to go.
Sure.
No. To your point, Chill, nobody in their right mind gets rid of Giannis Antetokounmpo unless
he's got to ask out 100%.
Right.
He 100%.
What if they hire
Because
Nico Harrison?
you're not going to get 1 for 1. You're not going to win the trade unless by the grace of God you get 3 first rounds and all those first rounders turn into the next 3 guys. Like, That's the only way you win that trade. You nobody trades Giannis at 30, 29, whatever.
In his prime,
however
in his
it is.
peak still.
Yeah, in his prime. Unless
me.
he's ready to go. So I mean, I get what you're saying, that Giannis might not want to be problematic in the public eye and say like, oh, I'm trying to get out of here, or do the James Harden fat suit thing, or the Anthony Davis wearing
That's not
shirts
him.
and not
No,
playing.
that's not
I don't
him.
think Giannis will go out like that, but we know what's up.
He's 31 in 2 days.
And I think that it was the last time he's probably worn a Bucks jersey, to be honest, last night with the injury.
I would hope so.
And I think it's an underrated point how much pressure he's put on the front office over the years. And to the point now where they're pretty depleted all round. And I mean, look, they're not a luxury team, but they've got limited assets and flexibility. They're carrying $27 million of dead money. So they don't have all the leverage in the world. And they don't have an unrestricted first-round pick, I believe, until 2031 because there's restrictions with Atlanta, New Orleans, and Portland. So I think it's a very interesting situation. I also think something that hasn't been talked about a lot is, are you also trading for his brother? Like, what does this mean at the moment with his brother as well?
You're laughing, Ox. He's part of the deal.
I think he might have to be part of
the deal.
It's not just one; it's two. Alex is on the roster too, right?
He's part of the deal. You can shake your head on your but he's part of the deal.
No, yeah, that's. I'm sorry, I don't want your brothers.
Yeah, but then you don't
they can just waive him. They can waive his brother.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
that
his
easy. It's going to be more
sign.
embarrassing that way. Like you're not. Cause remember, you got to make roster spots for those brothers. So
yes,
I'm not doing that.
Like
personally.
Milwaukee has done over the years.
Yeah, Milwaukee's also been in not been out of the first round for several years.
That has nothing to do with
not
them
because
they don't have any. No,
finesse.
they don't have any depth. They don't have enough depth. They don't
But
have enough depth. No, I know. It's injuries.
It is a person on your but it's a person on the Nuggets bench that has been on you guys' roster every single year the last
He's not
3
going
years
to Denver
since
though.
the championship. But hold on. The point I'm making is, since your championship year, there has been a person on you guys' roster that does not play. That's the Nessus. Everybody has that player that just doesn't play.
I mean, I just for me though, like you got to
sugarcoating it for him. If Joker had a brother, they would make
no,
a
he wouldn't be on the
roster
team.
for him.
I don't want one of Jokic's brothers
the hell
on the
out
team.
of here.
No, I simply
Nuggets would
don't want
make a
that.
roster
But
spot for him. Yes, they
but
would.
Swiper, if Jokic said, if we're
That's
free
weird.
agency,
No, you know how
Jokic
rare
said,
that is? That's
I
crazy,
need my
y'all.
brother to be signed.
No.
I need my brother to be signed, or I'm leaving. So
No.
you're gonna let him walk, Swiper?
Because the 15th.
No, are you gonna let him walk?
Me? What do you mean?
If
If I'm on the team?
If Jokic said, I want my big ass brother.
No, but he would. That's also.
But that's hypothetical.
I hear you.
Swiper.
I hear
Are you
you,
going to
but
let
that-
him walk or no?
But that's
Jokic
also a
would never
part.
do
I think
that.
that's also
That's
part
not
of
the point, Pin. The point
No,
is, if he did, are you going to let him walk?
Remember, we're doing segments
not.
supposed to like not interrupt each other.
Can't you-
When I'm
can't-
trying to
can't you-
respond to
can't you
chill.
just answer- can't you answer
I'm
the
trying to
2-second
respond to
question?
chill. The reason
So
why
no,
that's
you
so
wouldn't let him
dumb.
walk.
Chill's gone. Answer the question.
The reason.
So you
the
wouldn't let
reason-
him walk?
Don't drop chill. Bring him back up. Bring him back up.
Swiper, just
Answer
answer
the
the question
question.
real quick.
The
We can
issue
move on.
is.
I don't want
that
to cause
is-
a ruckus. Swiper, just answer the question.
You are causing a ruckus.
I
You are
do.
causing a
Because
ruckus.
you won't answer the question.
Because I think that's dumb. It's dumb. That's dumb. Because
Giannis
one of the
does
reasons
that
is-
though, Swiper. Giannis does that. He
No,
actively
it doesn't
is
matter.
doing that.
That's nasty. Giannis, grow up. Your brothers don't need
We
to be on
know
this
it's
team. You ain't out here by
nasty.
yourself.
I'm
I don't know
with
what
you.
to tell you.
Swiper, I am
don't know what to tell
100. I am
Well, then
100,000%
stay
on
there.
with you on
Then
it.
stay there. Then we're not moving off that. You're not. I'm not adding your brothers to the roster. It's not
So-
happening.
so, okay,
but think
so,
about how
okay, so
crazy
let's-
it is.
let's move
that-
forward. Let's
that-
move forward,
Giannis
Swiper. Let's
is
move
the
forward.
only. Okay, Giannis is the only person asking for something like that in the league. That's crazy.
He's not
I'm talking
the
about on
only-
the
It is
roster,
crazy.
superstar.
I think it's ridiculous. I
On
think
the- I'm talking about on the
Giannis is.
roster, on the
I think
roster,
Giannis
players on
is
the roster.
ruined.
Somebody
I
else
think
have a brother on
Giannis
the
is
roster?
ruined the Bucks.
Bronny and LeBron. Whatever.
Wait,
Giannis
a
is
second.
ruined the Bucks.
But we
Giannis
had a
is
whole
ruined the
conversation
Bucks,
about Bronny and LeBron when it happened, though. Like
He's not the only one asking.
Chill. Notice. Swiper has not answered the question. I want to
get back to that.
I think
Swiper was
Chill-
trying to answer.
Okay,
Swiper was trying to answer
hold
the
up,
question, Swiper.
hold up,
No,
hold
he's
up,
not. He
hold
doesn't
up.
wanna answer the
What's
question.
worse? Asking for a roster spot for your brother, asking for a roster spot for your friend, or asking for a roster spot for trees?
Anyway, yeah, I just think that I'm not. I
It's
don't think that's
all
a part of the
nasty,
deal,
man.
Damian.
It's all
I don't think that Giannis's brothers will be a part of the deal unless. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe if you gotta waive somebody to make room for Thanasis. Well, then you're at another issue because especially if you're going to a contender, you're running against the luxury tax and all that stuff. Like I mean, that's just personally, I'm not. Doing it.
This is what I'm thinking, Swiper. Because again, it wasn't like Thanasis is just some guy off the street. He is a professional basketball player.
Yeah,
It's
so
not
is
like-
everybody else in the league.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
he
Have
is
you
a
watched him
professional
play?
basketball
You watched him play, right?
I have watched him play.
Allegedly.
He used to be good though.
Yeah, he used to be really good.
Define
But
good.
I'm a pro. He used to play. He played. I think he's on the Greek national team, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder how he got there.
Yeah, he's on the.
No,
Greece.
he was good. He was good before Giannis.
No. Yeah,
He was good
no.
before Giannis.
At Panathinaikos, Thanasis was like that before Giannis was.
Yeah,
Giannis.
He's good in the EuroLeague and in Greece. Keep him. Yeah.
But
when Giannis was still wet in the bed, Thanasis was dope.
Thanasis is a baller. All of the brothers can play. All of them can play. There's no disrespect. All of them are good at basketball.
I don't know about that.
They all can play. They all can play.
That one the little one that just got signed.
Steph Curry situation.
No, it's not. Those two things are not the same.
Seth is nice. Seth can actually go. I can put Seth on my roster.
Yes, I can
The swipe it and pin though. If Giannis was to come to you guys' franchises, you guys would give up 2 roster spots for both brothers. Ox as well.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey, Ox to bring Kostas back from Greece.
No, I like Kostas.
It'd be all 4 brothers on the
Kings.
Kings.
Out of there. I want Kostas.
I will let you know that when the Raptors were trying to recruit Giannis, they actually did sign Alex Antetokounmpo to the G League, I believe. Just to kind of give him like a little bit of a wink.
And again, that team has been cursed too. They haven't won anything either. So you notice every time you do this, you get cursed, and your franchise just falls into a pit of despair. The Raptors had to rebuild themselves after years.
You would do this though.
No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry, I'm not
for
doing
Giannis
it.
For Giannis to come to Denver, you would give up 3 roster spots.
No, I don't have a free roster spot. Everybody
are doing it.
So wait, let me ask you this.
Cut Zeke Naji.
Now let me ask you
and replace him with the Nets.
You absolutely would cut Zeke Naji.
Doing this,
you can't cut. Cutting, you would have to waive, and then the issue is, I'm telling y'all,
it's the same thing, dog. Come on, cut waive is the same thing.
You have to listen to the waive. Because
you would absolutely waive Zeke.
There is $8 million on the books for the next for this year, and then the next. No. There's $3 million. There's $8 million, $8 million, $8 million. They would be putting themselves in the first apron. You know what that would do? You know what that would do?
Get you Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No, it wouldn't.
That's what it would do.
No, it wouldn't. I'm good.
It would get you the 2 best players in the
NBA. They already have a roster
Damien,
spot
would you
open.
do it, Damien?
So, go ahead.
Yeah, I think of course I would do it, but the thing is that I don't think it's
being a man and answering the question.
I don't think it's going to make or break.
How is that not being a man? I said I'm not doing it.
I don't think it's going to make or break the deal, but I think to Ron's point though, the New York stuff I think is real, and I think as well it might be a bit realer because for the people that don't know, Giannis's wife and his 4 kids have permanently moved back to Greece.
Yes,
and from a logistics standpoint, it actually makes sense for him to be in a larger US city for commute wise, if that makes sense to people. So if I'm traveling to the US, for example, I actually can't go and fly straight into Portland or Sacramento or Cleveland. I actually have to go through JFK or LA. I actually can't, with the exception of Hawaii, I can't. So I don't know how many non-stops directs there are to some of these smaller cities in the US from Athens. But like Luka, for example, he's just had a kid. He's in Slovenia. It's far easier to go from Slovenia to LA than Slovenia to Cleveland, for example.
Private jets.
So I think, so I know they got the private jets and things.
Ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, but I don't know. That. I think some of this stuff all plays a part. So I think there's definitely something there with Giannis wanting to be in a big market. Obviously, it's a trade.
The busiest airport, by the way, in the world, I believe, is currently
in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta. So,
But Damien, my issue with the whole Giannis trade, I feel like Milwaukee has done everything that they could possibly do. Right, so they upgrade at the point guard spot with Bledsoe. Bledsoe isn't it. Okay, so they move off of Bledsoe and they upgrade at the point guard spot and they get Drew Holiday. This thing works. We end up winning the NBA championship. The very next year, Middleton ends up getting hurt. So we got to go with it alone and we end up losing in the semifinals. Well, now Giannis is asking to improve the roster. Well, they improved the roster because remember when they trade for Damian Lillard, he had a career year that year. I think he was like 32 a game, 32 and like 7, and they trade for Damian Lillard. Now, I didn't love the fit, but I'm thinking to myself, they're actually showing Giannis that we're trying to make moves to show that we do want to improve this roster and we are committed to winning. Unfortunately, we missed Giannis for the playoffs that year. He has the calf injury. And then the next year, Damian Lillard, he tears up his Achilles. So we miss him. So it's not like the Milwaukee Bucks have not been trying. Meanwhile, you guys, and I don't mean you guys up here specifically, but you guys out in the media, you guys in the world have been trying to get Giannis out of Milwaukee for like the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it can't be.
Have they done a good job, Joe? Regardless of what Giannis has asked for, have they done a good job? I mean, yes, they
think
won a
they-
championship, but you're supposed to win a championship when you have one of the best players in the world. So
Sure.
have they done a great job of building around him? If you look at their future assets, if you look at their draft picks, if you look at have they hit, have they not, I gotta argue, I don't think they've done the greatest job. And I feel a lot of this comes down to Giannis.
So
I think he has to take some accountability for this as well.
Sure.
Right. But I think a lot of this comes down to the front office as well. Like, were you creative? Were you maximizing on those second round picks? Were you hitting the way OKC was hitting? I understand nobody can hit the way OKC hits. Were you investing in the pipeline? Were you, were you firing your head coach like 30 games into the season, Adrian Griffin? You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff.
43 games. They were 30 and 13.
43 games. So I'm just saying, like, this kind of roster instability and stuff. I feel like Giannis wants to be the good guy, right? He want to be the good guy. He want to come out and say, "Yeah, I'm Milwaukee. I'm loyal. I'm humble. I'm this. I'm that." Behind the scenes, I feel like Giannis is like, "Yeah, but get me a team, and I don't want to play with these bums and make 3 roster spots for my brother." So I feel like those two things are two different people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like the person who's humble and lecturing us about the value of team and being patient long term is the same dude saying, "Get me help right now, wave Damian Lillard."
Why can't two things be true though, Pin?
Because
they can be.
But this is public and private.
I can be about my team, and I can also still be about my personal endeavors. I can want the best for my team and be a team player, but still want the best situation for me, my family, my legacy. Like that. That's all true.
I think he's come around a little bit more. He's come around a little bit more publicly saying that he wants to be on a contender, because I think he saw this coming when Damian Lillard went down and things like that. I think he was planting some of these seeds around. And to Swapper's point, he's always been sort of tethering on, you guys need to be doing enough for me to stay here. And I think for me personally, I think they went too far with the Lillard stuff. I think he was past the Dame that was good enough to come and make a difference if for them to win it all. I think the Drew Holiday they hit, but Drew was probably a less safe bet than Dame, like on paper. Like, it's crazy how these things can happen, but I think Giannis has always put pressure on the front office.
I'm not mistaken. If Damian,
yeah,
I think him and Dame were the same age when I think Drew Holiday was 31 or 30, and they got Dame at what, 30?
Wait. Dame was coming off
I think
the best seasons ever.
Yeah,
the
Dame
best
was
season.
considered
The best
Dame
season
was
ever.
considered.
And
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.